JCI Penang past presidents, and there are too many to be named, and all of them who can be here are here. JCI senators, past national presidents, whom I had the pleasure of meeting just now, and the National Board of Directors, local presidents, and the young JCs from two schools, Chongling and Sacred Heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased and privileged indeed to be given the honor to be the guest of honor for tonight. After my retirement over 2 years ago from government and active politics, I have very seldom accepted invitation to officiate functions because I feel that those are the duties of the younger and practicing political leaders and social leaders. But tonight it is different because JCI Penang is very special. And more importantly, this is a very special occasion for JCI Penang, the 60th anniversary. To the Chinese, 60 years is one complete round, according to the almanac. 一家子. And it is supposed to be the beginning of another cycle. And therefore, because of this very special occasion, I have to overcome my nervousness because I haven't really been speaking except on the occasions of Wawasan Open University, ceremonies and all that. But I feel that it is my duty to be here with you, and I am very honored, and I want to thank you for this invitation. Fellow JCs, looking back 60 years ago in 1955, even before our country gained independence, right here in Penang, you have a truly great man of vision who started JCI Penang. And that was none other than our second Chief Minister, the late Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu, together with 30 over young men at that time, and they started with this sense of responsibility to the society, to the community, and to the country by setting up the second JC organization in Malaysia, the first being in Kuala Lumpur in 1954. And since then, there was no looking back. JCI Penang has actually chalked up a very impressive record of service to the local community. And more importantly, it has provided a platform for the nourishment and advancement of young people to assume leadership roles through JCI, and then subsequently in many other NGOs, as well as in the spheres of politics, government, commerce, social service, and what have you. So indeed, in celebrating the 60th anniversary, we are also celebrating the foresight and vision of the 30-odd men led by the late Dr. Lim Chong Yu, Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu. And one of the founder members is with us here tonight. And he has been acknowledged, but I think I would like to further acknowledge him. It's none other than JCI Senator Ong Yen Chin. be wondering how young he is. Okay, he's 92 years young. Okay? And the very fact that he is still with us and he comes to this very auspicious occasion of the 60th anniversary is a true reflection of the JCI spirit. And I think we should salute that spirit and we should salute this man. Another round of applause. Two other JCI senators who are in that category of being the senior veterans are none other than JCI Senator Dr. Koon and JCI Senator Dr. Cheng Lim. Okay? And we have been getting them to stand up and down. That's their exercise. And, you know, it really keeps them very fit, you know, with the JCI spirit. And both of them have also moved beyond JCI Penang to assume very important roles in making Penang a better place. Dr. Koon was one of the founders of the Red Crescent. And in fact, he reminded me that Dr. Lim Chong Yu was also in that group. Yeah? Founding the, at that time it was known as Red Cross, but now Red Crescent. And that was another big platform for the training of youth, for the service of community. And Dr. Cheng Lim has gone on to actually do a lot of work, good work, for the mentally retarded in Penang. And he has inspired many people to follow in his footsteps. So, Dr. Koo is 85 years young, and 88 years young, sorry. And Dr. Teh is 85 years young. So let's give those two young men another applause. Slightly younger, or even younger, are JCI Senator Dr. Yee Kiam San, Senator Ong Seng Huat, and JCI Senator Goh Eng Wan, who have also really done a lot, not just for JCI Penang and JCI Malaysia, but in their other capacities. And the reason why I want to name them is to actually show that JCI as a movement of young people, as a platform to harness the leadership of young people, you know, are able to actually move beyond JCI and do even more for society. Dr. Dr. E, you know, has always been involved in youth development, in the Scouts, in culture and community work. And I think his CV is too long to be named in this short speech. And JCI Senator Ong Seng Huat has always been the pillar for JCI Penang, for the JC movement in Penang and even in Malaysia. He is the one that provides the continuity. He is the one that has the institutional memory of what is going on and what has been going on and what should be done. And no wonder he's called a man of perfection. Not just a man of vision, but a man of perfection. So I think you should give him also another round. JCI Senator Goh Eng Wan, besides being, you know, the mover for the book Man of Vision, which will be relaunched as the second updated version for tonight, is, by the way, some of you may not know, he was the charter president of the Lions Club of Penang Light. So you can proudly walk out of this hall and say JCs actually are behind Lions Club. But JCs are very polite. We won't thumb our nose now. We just say, well, we are behind you, right? And without JC, maybe some Lions Club won't get started. Yeah? All right. I mean, there's really nothing wrong. Actually, in fact, everything is correct. That you should go ahead, and after being, trained by JCI, go on to do more. Yeah. And there's really no conflict. It's not like political parties, all right? But these are service organizations, voluntary, all right? Now, I have very good and fond memory of working with and for JC, and since the 80s, when I had the privilege of serving under the late Dr. Lim Chong Yu, and also later on the privilege of succeeding him. And Dr. Lim, in fact, was another man that put the JC creed into practice, into full practice. Because he was the one, after having founded JCI Penang, he moved on into politics, and he became the second chief minister, and in fact, he is rightly known and loved as the father of Penang's and in fact Malaysia's industrialization and modernization, especially for Penang. And he has also actually supported a lot of the young youth organizations in Penang. And I was only following his footsteps. And I have very fond memories of working with JCs all over. JCI Penang, of course, as the first one that I got started in the 80s when I was working under Koon. And then later on when I was in Tanjung Bunga, in my constituency, JCI Tanjung Bunga, which was founded in 1985, you guys still remember, right? Correct, right? And I almost attended, I have never missed an occasion of the JC Tanjung Bunga, all right? And of course, I'm very fond of Pearl JCs. Hey, how come Pearl JCs not clapping? Okay, anyway, I remember, because it was actually at the Pearl JC's function, and then later on at the bigger JC's function that I threw all of you a challenge, that you should go and, fight for hosting the aspect. But at that time, I didn't know what year. I said, you must do it, okay? I think in 1994, we started that, right? And within 10 years, we were able to host it right here in Penang. And that was a proud moment for the JCs in Penang and in Malaysia. So I was talking to the present president, and I think we should give all of you a big hand, because some of you actually contributed to that. Yeah, I'm sure you remember. You remember how we hosted them in, at that time it's still called the PISA Indoor Stadium. Yeah, and then we have many activities for, at that time almost like 5,000 guests from all over. It was a great occasion, right? So I was talking to the present JCI president that perhaps you should aim to host another aspect in Malaysia. But our young man said, no, we are working on the World Congress. My goodness, give them a big hand. Well, I'm sure you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, but then he's very smart because my term is only 1 year, he said. Right? So whoever will be succeeding you from now on, will be really under a lot of pressure and maybe in cold sweat. But my advice is not to worry. JCI Malaysia boleh. I'm sure you can. Right? So we are an organization that have really worked very solidly on the ground. Local action. We're talking about community action and producing great impact, at the local level, at the national level, and even at the global level. And that is appropriately the theme for this year's celebration, not only of the 60th anniversary of JCI Penang, but the whole of JCI worldwide, 100th anniversary. So it's very special. So you must rededicate yourself to the JCI creed of service to the community. And more importantly, and more challenging, is how to continue to plant the seed of commitment of service amongst the young people of Malaysia, amongst the young people of today and future generations. As you know, there are a lot of distractions now. Social media, online this, online that. You don't have to go out of the house. You can do a lot of things, watch a lot of things. And what is the need to join JC? All right? That, I think, is a great challenge. So you should, pull together all your experiences, your resources to help JC and similar organizations in attracting the young people of today and tomorrow to continue with this spirit of community service. Because I don't think you can do community service through the social media. Yes, you can mobilize people. You can say, oh, we have a function, can you come? Right? You can mobilize donations. Yes, you can, create awareness. However, the real service is on the ground, in touch with real people. For example, working with retarded children, okay? Working with disadvantaged children with learning difficulties, with the old, the aged, the handicapped. Well, you can entertain them through the social media, but I think the human touch is very important. So I hope that in celebrating and commemorating your 60th anniversary, you should actually rededicate yourself to a new challenge for the next 60 years. That's how to get young people involved even more effectively. I'm sure that the social media will make the involvement even more effective. And this is an area that all of you should work on. And perhaps, the theme for the next 60 years is to say creating impact. Creating greater impact. And with that, fellow JCs, I want to wish you well. And I'm sure that with the presence of the veteran JCs, with their spirit, with their sense of dedication, will inspire you to do even more. And let us give a salute to JCs, especially JCI.